No, see,
I know. How you been? How you been?
everything has been good, man. Just been working. I am whooped. Not gonna
Listen,
lie.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I'm whooped. But we gotta take action and show up. How's everything going on your side?
Everything is going good. We is doing some little transitions, doing some what's the word I'm looking for? Restructuring. So
Hmm.
I'm always excited for that. We have a great topic today. I just got off the phone with Marcy. She should be joining us, so I think that'll be really good. Um, yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the conversation. I'm excited for, everything we got going on. How was your weekend? How was your Halloween weekend?
Halloween weekend went well. What did I do this weekend? Oh, we just dropped the newest course for teach notaries how to book more jail signings. So got some pretty good responses from that. So that was pretty good. Got some pretty good feedback from that.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
what else did we do? As always, just getting these signings in, trying to get these orders filled. Had a notary cancel on me when I say at the last minute, no, I would say at the last minute, but like within the last hour of a signing on
Wow.
Saturday. So whenever a notary cancels a signing at the last minute, that's always fun. But
Yep.
but yeah, that's always a fun experience. But we was able to get it taken care of, so I ended up finding another notary to get that taken care of. What else did we do this weekend? Yeah, dropped a new course. Got a course. We always gonna do these signings, get these orders filled, and really, man, just getting prepared for the month. Just trying to close the year out strong. So yeah, the weekend went pretty good. My daughter, I didn't even get the chance to take my daughter out for trick or treat. My mom, her grandma did all that. So
Oh, that was nice.
yeah. So other than that, how about your weekend?
Oh, my weekend was jam-packed, child. And my daughter had about three costume changes. We really racked up on the candy. It was dope. They even had a I was looking it up online. They had a Jeep dealership near me had a trunk or treat with a whole bunch of different, like types of Jeeps and stuff. So that was really good. They even had a table for the parents. They had like the Wawa coffee, full size donuts, cookies, juices, water. I was like, oh, y'all fancy. I like it
Yeah,
here.
that's what's up.
So we had a very good experience, and then we did a little bit of trick or treating yesterday, but more so did a safe Halloween inside a local high school, and it was really
Mhm.
dope. I like to see how all the high school kids are getting involved for like some of the younger kids in the community, and it was very creative.
Nice, very nice. Real dope to see that.
Yeah,
Nice,
it
real
was
dope to
fly.
see that. Yeah, that's weird because I guess because over the weekend it seemed like most people did all the Halloween celebrating. So on Monday when it came back around, it was like, well, what is there to do really besides just get candy? Because it seemed like everyone, even my kids, like they did all they celebrating over the weekend. So, but hey, we got through it. Got through it. Is Marcy in yet? I know you wanted to.
No,
Oh,
she's not here yet, but we could chat.
yeah, we can definitely chat. I actually got it's funny. I got another request for a wedding, but I was pissed about it because the day that they wanted the wedding was like, I can't even do it. It's like super super last minute. And of course,
Mm.
Thumbtack whooped me for the lead. So I was like, I gotta hold that one. I gotta hold that one. So yeah, that sucked. As of late, I've been getting a lot of Spanish speaking clients.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of Spanish speaking clients as of late. So I'm like in the process of like I have a notary out this way locally in my city who I pretty much refer to, and we just end up splitting that business because she speaks Spanish. But I'm at a point
Okay.
now where I'm at a point now where I'm getting so many of those phone calls. I'm either one going to learn how to learn how to speak Spanish. I'm gonna have to bring on like a or try to bring on like a virtual assistant or just some bring like a staff member on that speaks Spanish like full time because I've been getting a lot of those requests lately, and then sometimes I try to do the best. I try to do the best I can when I do get those phone calls. At least try to get their first, last name, and just permission to pass the number to my business partner. But she's that's been a task within itself. So yeah, that's what's with me. That's what's been going on my side of things in the business. And what else? You know, we always doing estate plan signings. Those have been, man, those have been clutch for me. I want to say all year, man.
Mm.
Things just been just coming in nonstop. So that's always a good thing to continue to get that business. Um, oh, before we move on, rest in peace, Takeoff. I forgot to say that.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm hurt.
Yeah, that was tough to see. Yeah, that was tough to see.
Yeah.
Man, so many of our I know it's kind of off topic a bit, but I just had to say this is like so many of our legendary figures, our black legends, man. They just it's like they're just falling by the wayside, and it just seemed like, man, like what are we doing to protect those individuals? So that was pretty sad to see that this morning. Dude was super young. I didn't realize he's like 28.
I know. Yeah, that kind of shook me too. Being 29, I was just like, wow.
Yeah, yeah, I was unfortunate to see this morning, but I did. I definitely want to add that in there. Rest in peace to Takeoff. Send my condolences to his family, and the only thing you can do is hopefully they grieve. Man, that's tough, man. To see how that happened.
Yeah, yeah. R.I.P. Takeoff. Honestly, these like it's like celebrity deaths for me. For some reason, they add a little bit of like a reality check because I think a lot of the times we like are chasing the American dream. We're just trying to find financial independence, and we feel like once people reach that, it just creates a easier life for you. But
It's like the opposite.
ah, it's complete opposite, and it's funny because me and Corinne, we did a episode with Daniel from Hive Mind this past week.
Mhm.
Dope episode, so many gems. But he was just talking about, the more money you get, the bigger problems you have. And I don't know, it's just something that's very humbling about seeing people that are, reached a certain level of success have to experience these like tragic ends. It's terrible.
Yeah, yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, that sucks to hear that, man. Just I know you just feel, it just at times it feels like once you're on your journey, you feel like you have accomplished a few things, and you feel like you just have this long runway, like you're just gonna have a long life. You got the opportunity to live a long life and do the things that you set out to do. But man, so like that's definitely not the case. So gotta be
Yeah.
appreciative of, man. I mean, I know it sounds kind of cliche to say we should already be appreciative. We should be already grateful to wake up and be able to have to be able to do what we do, but it's serious out here, y'all. So I want to encourage y'all to be safe, regardless if you're a celebrity or not. Be safe out here. Be
Hmm.
aware of what's going on, and just watch folks, because yeah, the way that happened, that was just really unfortunate to see that.
Yeah, no, that was a tough one.
Oh, we
That
got
was a
Marcy
tough
in the
one.
building. Let me bring her up because I want to hear y'all talk about this Bridezilla. And I know last week I forgot. I think was it the episode before that. I think we were supposed to touch on that, but I don't think we got a chance to do it. So I'm really interested to hear y'all talk about this because I can only imagine. I know when it comes to me, when it comes to dealing with snooty folks, I feel a type of way. So I can only imagine you dealing with someone that only has paid you money, but they may feel like they have the right to talk to you or treat you any kind of way. So I would love to hear y'all perspective on how you guys how you ladies handle bridezillas, and what's some lessons that the audience could take from, what some lessons that they could take from when they're booking their weddings as well.
Yeah, definitely. So I have to be honest. It's interesting because I was just telling Marcy earlier, like, I actually have not experienced a bridezilla. I thought that I did. And here is where the learning moment comes in. The teachable, accountable, self-aware moment came in. So when you get into weddings, there's different niches, right? You can do elopements, you can break into luxury weddings, you can do more cultural based weddings. So if you were like someone of Indian, you understand Indian culture, if that's like, where you come from, their celebrations can last from like 3 to 5 days. Like, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
So when you start breaking down into the niches, then you get a little bit more, specialized in the type of weddings that you or the services that you provide. And it is such a distinct difference between your typical elopement or a backyard wedding or a smaller, more micro wedding versus a bigger wedding, a luxury wedding. There are different expectations, there's different budgets, there are different basically everything. And so with me making that transition over, I like experienced recently my first how can I explain it? It's definitely a way for me to it was a way for me to leverage an L that I took, but I performed a ceremony and for some reason, it just felt like the bride was not feeling me after. Like she wasn't mean, she wasn't rude. She just was very standoffish, and I could not figure out why because I haven't experienced that. And I'm like, what the heck is what the heck is going
Right.
on? And so yeah, I did what I had to do. We signed all of the paperwork. I went on about my way, but it was obviously bothering me because I'm like, I could not figure out what it was. And so I took that opportunity to do some more professional development. So I started to, what's the word I'm looking for? Like tighten up like the my script writing and just pour more into that craft. And I actually just started adding a little element for my couples that's been getting a really good feedback. So I'm excited about that. Um, but it was just my first time like being a part of a luxury wedding. It was beautiful. It was an estate. The bride and the groom look amazing. They had ice sculptures and cigar rollers and nothing that I've experienced before. And so when I had left that wedding, like I said, I had a very uneasy feeling. I was like, you know what, let me just work on some other stuff over here. I had another luxury wedding coming up. So that was the thing. I'm like starting to book more luxury weddings, starting to work with wedding planners versus a couple that's doing a DIY or we just want to get married in a park. Totally different feel. So from that, I made some changes to my script. I made some changes to my appearance. I made some changes to my communication style. I made a couple of just like adjustments, and the feedback was so good. And the couple that I had the initial wedding with that I didn't get a good feel from, they actually sent me an email and was just like, hey, we just felt like you know, should have dressed more formally and it was like one other thing. Oh, I mispronounced the bride's last name.
Mm,
Yeah, I said DuPont instead of I said DuPont instead of DuPont. So she was very not happy about that. It's the best way to put it. She
mm.
was not happy about that. So those are just some really good like learning opportunities for me because again like you're just going to every wedding is unique, every couple is unique, so you kind of get your feel for them like during the ceremony. And I just was experiencing more just laid back couples who are just like, you know, we just want to spend this day together, we just want to get married, we're not, you know, fixated on all the very fine, you know, fine details. Whereas when you start breaking into the luxe wedding space, they do care about the fine details because they pay for every single one of them. They pay for every rose on that table. They pay for their arch. They pay for their food. Like they put so much money and energy and effort into it that they're a little bit more. What's the word I'm looking for?
Like they're
Like
like micromanaging in a sense.
almost, yeah, like micromanaging, or they're just very stuck to everything being perfect when we know that's just not real life, if
Right,
that makes sense. Like it just
right.
adds additional pressure to like the bridal party and stuff. So that was really my first experience like that, and I'm happy that I was able to make the corrections for my other like 3 weddings after that one before she even provided me the feedback that she provided. So it's something about just being, you know, self-aware and understanding when you're moving into a new market and that the expectations for you as a professional changes. So that was a really great, really great experience. And it always sucks as like, you know, that first person has to like have the lackluster experience for everybody else to experience extraordinary, but that's kind
Like
of
quick,
how it goes.
quick
Yeah.
question,
Mhm.
and you brought up some really valid points. Like let's say, you brought up something I want to touch on as far as you doing weddings. Like say if you're dealing with someone that has like a you're officiating a wedding, but but for different cultures. Like ahead of time, are you doing like your due diligence, like doing like some studying on like how certain weddings are performed, like for certain cultures, or is it just more of a like just something that you like? Are they like educating you on how they want their wedding to take place? Like what's the process that goes into that?
I will be honest with you, what I'm learning, the best rule of thumb is let the couple literally create their ceremony from beginning to end. So when I
Mm,
do my consultations, it's literally broken down. Is someone giving you away? Is it going to be your uncle? Is it going to be your dad? Are you going to be doing any unity ceremonies like jumping the broom or candle lighting? I ask those questions. Are you going to be like saying your own vows? Do you want repeat after me vows? Do you want to just say I do? Because sometimes that also adds to the wedding experience. Like when you have a couple that is more of introverted or just a little bit more shy, like they don't want to do their own vows. They're like, nah, I'll just say I do. Like that's it. So you really want to meet your couple where they're at when it comes to their additional cultural practices. A lot of the times, they're going to ask like, okay, I want to incorporate this. Like I want to incorporate jumping the broom. Okay, I'm familiar with that. I've never been married, but I know, the history of jumping the broom. So I would just create additional wording to go with that ceremony. Now, when we get in like deep, deep, deep into different cultures, like I haven't done like a multicultural wedding or done weddings like outside of my general culture, like Black or Hispanic culture. So I would definitely ask them exactly what they want, as well as do that additional research, as well as like practice. So I had a couple who wanted to incorporate a hand fasting. So it's essentially when you tie a rope that they purchase around the groom's like left hand and the bride's like left hand, and you tie it around their hands so that when they pull it apart it makes a knot. So like you're literally tying the knot. Very cute. And I outsourced this wedding to Norman, and we've never done that ceremony before. So we met up and we practiced with each other and learned the different ways to tie it. We sent the video to the couple. It was like, hey, there's three these are the three different ties that we're gonna let you choose from. And then they picked that one and we just practiced that one over and over and over again until he got it perfect. So you do get a lot of leeway in terms of asking the couple exactly what they want. That's like the best way you're going to give the couple the experience that they're looking for, is to give them exactly what they want. And a lot of wedding officiants kind of follow that same rule of thumb because it's their special day. You want to make it all about them anyway, but you do that by like really honing down on the details, because that's what they're going to remember. They're watching these wedding videos over and over and over again. All of their friends and family are there. They're talking about it days, weeks after. So you want to provide them with the best experience. No surprises, by giving them exactly what they want, even down to the script. Like my scripts go out beforehand, a week before the wedding, for their approval. So now what I've been doing is adding a little special element. So I'll send them out my skeleton script, my draft script, and then after they approve it, I'll add in little like tidbits about their relationship. So when we get to the actual altar, it's like, oh, they think they know the script, but then I add, the little sweet little nuggets in there, and it gives it a little extra feel. So I've been liking that. The couple's been liking it. So I'm gonna keep going with that.
hey, that's you got that process down to a pat. The official, y'all. Wow, I didn't really not nice. So Trip, I didn't really realize all that went into that. Yo, Mark, love to hear your experience if you have dealing with the Bridezilla, and definitely love to hear your input and what things that you've dealt with, how you handle and how you've handled those experiences.
Yes, Marcy.
I am non confrontational. Hey, y'all. Good morning, afternoon, whatever this is. So I'm sitting outside with my puppy because he had the potty. But anyway, I'm non confrontational. I don't like confrontation. So I passed it off. She, I could tell was going to be a bridezilla early on. So what I actually did is I passed it off to somebody else. I market myself as an elopement specialist. I don't really feel comfortable just yet doing the bigger weddings, although I have two booked for November. We'll see how they go.
Yes.
But the other one, I'll get into it, the Bridezilla. So let me tell you what happened. The wedding is not until October 2023. I'm going to repeat that again. October 2023. And she was somebody before I was a notary, I did natural hair symposiums. So, like, the first one I did was, I want to say, back in 2011, right? So she came to one of those that I did in Columbia, which is our state capital, an hour and a half away. So I only know her that way. So I guess she's my Facebook friend. She's been seeing me. I always post something on my Facebook page about being a notary. And as a notary now, you can do, wedding officiating in South Carolina as part of your commission. Right. So I always post something about it. And I have like pictures that I, take of my brides and grooms and all this stuff. So anyway, she had reached out to me and wanted to know if I could do their wedding because whatever. So then I saw she went to her brother's wedding in Canada. So right after that she sent an email, and I already knew. She said, hey, just quick question, do you have any videos of you officiating? Do you have any this? She just started asking like a bunch of questions, and I was just said, remind me again when your wedding date is. And she was like, I knew it was October of next year. So she said, oh, it's October 2023. I said, oh, it's, good thing you're getting a jump on this. I said, and to help you to better, manage everything, what I'm going to do is forward you over to someone who would probably be more equipped to handle the questions and everything that you're wanting. And so I passed it off to a guy that's down by the lower part of the state where she is from. And when she heard his pricing, she apparently decided that, yeah, that wasn't the plan. So I don't know what she's gonna do now, but it's been passed off to somebody else. So that was my
No, that's smart because I mean that's really what consultations are for. Like you have to do a vibe check with your couples. You want to make sure that you're a good fit for them and that they're a good fit for you. It's not all about, sometimes just getting the business. Yes, the business is important because you're getting your reps in, you're, getting profit and things of that nature, but you want to make sure that you are having a good experience, that you are going to be able to provide your couple a good experience. And sometimes the vibe is just not there. And we just have to acknowledge that. It's the same thing with notary. It's the same thing with notary. When we get those phone calls and you give your price and people are asking you 1,000,001 questions, and you're just like, yeah, I'm good. Like actually UPS is open. Get the
Facts.
closest one near you, no problem. Because sometimes it's just not worth it. And when you get into weddings, just like any service based like that, or any services that you provide, but when you get into weddings, there's just so much like pressure for it to be perfect. They want the dress to be perfect. They want everybody to walk down the line perfectly. They want everything to go right. I did a wedding the other day in a backyard, and a baby cried the whole time. The whole time, just snot nose and crying, child. And the baby was louder than the dog. They had the dog as a ring bearer, and the dog was so well behaved, and the baby was just going off. So you never really know. And the bride and the groom, they were just so in love and entranced with each other. They said their own vows. It was just so beautiful. They met at work. He did this great proposal, and it was nice because I was able to add all of those wonderful elements into their script. And then when they said it again, like within their vows, it's just you could just feel their spirit as a couple. It was just very beautiful.
Now, has there ever been a moment where you've done a consultation and the vibe that you got, you was like, I don't think this is going to work, and you turned down the wedding?
Turned down, no. What I have been getting a lot lately, though, and I guess it's maybe because of my hair texture, people assume that I speak Spanish. I do not speak Spanish. Okay. So that's
That's
becoming
funny.
a little issue on Thumbtack because when people are, talking about what they want from their professional, they'll click English and Spanish. So then they'll cut the lead will come to me, and then when we're having a conversation, they're like, yeah, we want our ceremony to be in Spanish. And I'm like, okay. And the first thing I ask is like, are you Spanish? I am not. But I do work with a Spanish officiant. Shout out to Patty. She did a wedding for me on Saturday. That was Spanish speaking. So it's a little bit, I feel like it's a little bit harder to close those because, like, typically when a couple is like coming to you, like they, really want to work with you. And so when you have that initial like conversation, like, hey, I'm not able to provide this Spanish speaking service, but I do work with capable and wonderful officiants who can, it's like a 50-50 like toss up.
Hmm. Interesting. Yeah, because that's something I was thinking about. I was like, man, I wonder if you ever been in a position where the consultation, like they said, the vibe just isn't right, and like you said, sometimes we may not be a fit for each other. So I always wonder how you would handle that if that if it were to happen to you, how would you handle it?
Yeah, I would probably just let them know. Honestly, yeah, I would probably just let them know, like, hey, I'm sorry, but I'll probably say somebody else like booked for that day and then send them off with a referral. So I never want to leave them empty handed. I never want to be like, oh, something about y'all is throwing me off. Like, I'll just very nicely be like, hey, because at that time they most likely didn't book yet if we're just doing a consultation. So if the vibe ain't right, just let it fade on through because it's really not worth it. Especially weddings are just such a happy environment that if you are not feeling it, if you feel like the couple's not feeling you, or there just might be some friction there, you better off letting it pass. There is, I don't even know how many people in this world, like 7 billion or something like that.
Yeah,
That means 3.5 of them will probably get married to somebody, so it's a lot of opportunities out here. It's a lot of profit out here. You do not need every engaged couple that comes your way. Some people won't like your prices. Some people won't like, what you offer, what you don't offer, what you do or don't offer. Like, I don't offer same day coordination, and I never will because I don't want to be there that long. Like, I don't. Same day coordination is a whole another beast. You're there all day long. You have to contact all of the vendors, but a lot of officiants couple those services together, and they're able to really like add on to their packages. Like a same day coordination, that is usually around $1,000.
ooh,
That's just
already.
starting out. So if you're adding officiant services, you can create a whole package that can get you between 1,200 and probably like $1,500 for that one wedding.
Wow. So same day coordination. So is that like you pretty much doing a wedding on that day? You setting up, you coordinating everything for the wedding to take place on the day that they're hiring you. Is that what that means?
It just means like on their actual wedding day, like for their ceremony, you're just helping coordinate all of the vendors, making sure that the rooms are set up properly. A lot of the times when you have like a DIY bride, they typically don't work with a wedding planner. So they're doing everything themselves. So they may just get a same day or a day of coordinator just specifically for their wedding day, whereas a wedding planner would be more involved throughout the entire process.
I sound like
Um,
that's the duties of a wedding planner, doesn't it?
I mean, it can be. That's why some wedding planners also do, I guess, like consider same day coordination. But I think same day coordinators are specifically for people who don't want to go like full fledged into wedding planning. It's like, okay, I'm only really dealing with you for that day. You have all of your vendors. This is your timeline. This is when they're supposed to arrive. This is what they're setting up next. This is when your officiant arrives, your DJ arrives, your photographer arrives. Like they basically help build out that day of timeline and make sure that it goes smoothly.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So, but you're there longer. So you're typically going to be there. before the bride, there for all of her makeup, setup, photos, the groom, the setup of the ceremony, the setup of the reception, all the way until everything is done. So it's a full day. That's like a 12-hour day.
Yeah, I can see why someone would charge between, you said 1,000 up to 12 or 1,500.
Yeah.
I can see why. Yeah, that's a lot of work, but it's worth it though. I mean, depending on the bride, you know, hopefully they, like I said, before you even get to that point, you're all on the same page. So I can see that. Wow. All right. And then also, I want to know, like for anyone that's listening, like who would be like an ideal referral partner for an officiant that want to book more weddings.
An ideal referral partner for efficient, definitely wedding planners.
Mm.
Wedding planners are a great referral. Anyone that's a wedding vendor is a great referral because that's considered a hot referral because it's someone who's already in the industry. They're more likely to have work for you, so them vouching for you is going to give you more credit than if they found you online or on Instagram or something like that, or like word of mouth from a friend. They just look at industry to industry referrals to just be more specific, so they're more likely to go with you.
Hmm.
But definitely wedding planners, I would say even florists, like teaming up with some florists. A lot of people are really starting to do like artificial flowers, but they'll have like the bouquet or something like that, like come from the florist. So definitely florists. I say wedding planners and photographers. You have to think about it, like sometimes officiants are like one of the last vendors to be contacted, which is completely backwards because we're the only ones that can legally marry you. But a lot of the times these other vendors, they get booked up quicker, their services take longer, they cost more, so they're more of a priority to get out of the way. So a lot of the times when they're reaching out to these vendors, they haven't secured their officiant yet. So that's why they're like the best referral source because they're getting them before they even started looking for a officiant.
Whole lot of bars dropped, y'all. Make sure y'all tap in. We're gonna wrap up for the day, you guys. This was a pretty dope conversation. I feel like I learned a little bit more about the wedding officiant space and how to handle brides or just the couples in general. Um, yeah, man. Before we wrap up, T, let the people know, or Tizza, let the people know what you got going on. Where can people
Listen.
find the support?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can always contact me. We are building on the Wedding Officiant Academy. Moving forward, it will just be me that is running it, moderating it. So I'm super excited. We are revamping the program a little bit, adding some other elements, making it more an accountability based program because what the results have been is when you set clear goals and you do clear check-ins with accountability, then the clear results come as well. So I love that. I love everyone who's been seeing success from it, increasing their amount of bookings for their weddings and just reaching their networking goals and social media goals. So I'm super excited for that. We are going to be having our other class on, it's either going to be November the 16th or the 23rd. Still working out that date. So y'all guys will know for sure by next week. But if you are looking to grow and thrive in the wedding officiant business or just offer officiant services, please, I beg you, get some training because just as Rafanya said, just as you ask any wedding officiant, it is more than just waiting to hear I do. Like it's a lot more to it. So we want to get you the best results possible. That means increasing the amount of wedding bookings you're getting because we already know that 350 to 500, that coming a little bit nice, that coming a little bit, more often than some of the loan signing John. So
Thanks.
get in where you fit in. But I'll be more than happy to educate and be your accountability partner and grow your business with you.
Let's go. Make sure y'all tap in. I need to start putting your link in here so folks can tap in directly with you and support. Shout out to the Wedding Officiant Academy. Make sure y'all sign up today. What I have going on. First things first, for everyone that was in attendance for the estate plan document review class, I appreciate you all for being in attendance. We had a really dope turnout. Also, I'm announcing the link isn't up yet, but it'll be up soon. I'm announcing it here. I'll be doing my first in-person event where we're going to be training
Yes.
notaries. Yeah, we're going to be training notaries how to get more prepared for these estate plan signings. So it's going to be here locally. If y'all happen to be in California, if y'all happen to be in Stockton, California, or just in the Bay Area in December, make sure y'all tap in with me. Yeah, it's going to be a really dope event. My very first in-person event. I'm nervous because it's in person, but I'm very excited about the opportunity as well. So be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout for the replays as well. We got a few more episodes that I got to get uploaded up to YouTube and also Anchor as well. Make sure you guys like the channel. Make sure you guys give us a thumbs up. Also, we did just drop jail signing 101. So if you want to learn how to book more jail signings, how to be prepared when you do get that call and be able to close that deal, make sure you grab jail signing 101. Pay whatever you